make firm thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches. There's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside. Every man is destined for his hour.
On feeling goods where all of your cash went. Not chakra alignment or inward refinement. Trying to find one word to describe men. Better yet, can one consciousness unify them? Pondering on these questions is where my time spent. Creative process, believe me, greatness got to achieve it. Ideas we believe in, positive mind, gotta reach in it. Putting effort to bring forth this new being. You're not consumed by the lust for things, but knows that his work is determined by words and deeds. Your mind is affected by words and deeds. Your thoughts are keys to what you're trying to see. And what you're trying to see should be to reach your goals. Hold on to your dreams, keys open doors. Since you can't always choose circumstances, make sure to choose your thoughts wisely. Choose advancement, work towards the future. Now's your chance, kid. Accept responsibility, avoid resentment. Actions always take root from what you think about. Things ain't going your way, it ain't hard to figure out. Why? Why? Ask why. Ain't gotta tell you, it's right in front of your eyes. So in following these principles you'll find along the road, you're the only one responsible for your soul. It's no coincidence. Take control of your life, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. You take control, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Yeah, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Nah, it's no coincidence.
Old shells are highly prized. And this one is occupied by a sarcastic fringe.
In 1962, the world met the Manchurian Candidate. He was an American prisoner of war brainwashed by communists into being an unwitting assassin against his own country. Now comes the long-awaited sequel.
We haven't ever had to reckon with the possibility that somebody has ascended to the presidency of the United States to serve the interests of another country rather than our own.
He was a real estate mogul turned reality show host, but then a foreign power made him their sleeper agent.
It was a shocking display of surrender, unlike anything we've seen from an American president.
But what the enemy didn't know was that when he finally rose to the top, he'd do unspeakable things, like cutting taxes, lowering the unemployment rate, demanding NATO allies pay their fair share, growing the economy, and neutralizing nuclear threats. Nude man on a unicorn surfing on a breadstick teaching another unicorn how to surf on a breadstick films presents Vladimir Putin, Chris Matthews, and Donald Trump as the worst Manchurian Candidate ever. The Manchurian Candidate 2, the worst Manchurian Candidate ever.
You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. What's up, people? That intro there, that was from the Greg Gutfeld show on the Fox News. And that little clip there says everything about this Russian collusion scam that the media has been trying to pull over on the American public, on the Americans. A lot of them who count on the media to actually inform them and tell them the truth. But what's happening is you get all of the lies. And this is a perfect thing, and I'll play it again at the end so that people get what that skit was talking about, what Greg was talking about in that. Because think about it. what the media, what the Democrats, the senators, the Congress people who come out, and Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they come out and they say that Trump is acting like Russia has something on him, and they've actually declared that they think Russia has something on Trump. You know, and when you look, those are words, right? And you knew it didn't even matter what Trump did in that meeting in Helsinki with Putin. You knew that it didn't even matter. If the meeting came off good and Trump didn't say that, they would have taken the opposite side. They would have taken Putin's side. Or, you know, it didn't matter. But think about that. Those are words when they say Trump is in Putin's pocket, Trump is colluding, Trump. Now look at the actions of Trump. That's all you have to do. Look at the actions, right? So Trump is arming Ukraine, something Obama refused to do. Trump is actually sending weapons over there, something Obama refused to do. Right? Think about that. And don't you think if Trump was actually in the pocket of Putin, or chummy with Putin, or whatever it is you want to call it, collusion with Putin, whatever it is, don't you think that Trump would be treating Putin's friends exceptionally well? Well, guess what? In Libya, what happened? Putin had his troops stationed there, and Trump was bombing. The United States has killed over 200 Russian soldiers in Libya. So, what's going on with that, right? You figure if Russia has something on Trump, why aren't they using it? Why aren't they using it? Trump is kicking their butt. So think about that. Libya, Trump goes in, they kill over 200 Russian soldiers, and the media wants you to believe that Trump is working for Putin? Let's go beyond Libya. Right? Look at Iran now. Right? Look at what happened with the Iran deal. Now, Iran happens to be who? Putin's ally. Just like Libya. What happens with Iran? Trump pulls out the deal, and just this morning, he's threatening Iran. Now, I don't get it. Why would Trump be treating Putin's friends so badly if he's in collusion with Putin? Why is Trump going out his way to threaten Putin's friends? Not just threaten. Bomb Putin's friends like he did in Libya. And now warning Iran. And guess what? Guess what's happening? The media is out there taking Iran's side. See, it doesn't really matter what Trump does. It doesn't really matter what Trump does. The media is going to take the opposite side and still try to spin it like he's in collusion with Putin. If he's in collusion with Putin, then it has to be the opposite way around. Putin must be Trump's bitch. It must be, right? Because he's kicking Putin's butt all over the place and Putin's doing nothing about it. So then, what does Trump have on Putin? That's the only way to ask that question. Because Trump is literally kicking Putin's butt all over the world. And the media wants you to think that is the other way around. All right. Welcome to Breaking News. All right, I'm going to play some music and I'll be right back. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half, breaking the news in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Yes, sir. It's always love and war. Huh? I'm sick and tired of all of your hateful shit. All you accusing got me losing my patience, shit. Though I don't wanna leave, I think we need space and shit. Now I'm debating if I'm gonna replace this chick. But I'll be wrong if I up and replace this chick. Find another that's a loving and grateful chick. Remember when you said you wasn't no basic chick? Please, it's always love and war and relationships. Back and forth, me and her on the same issue. Language disgusting, feeling like I can't take this. Break up to make up soundtrack is my playlist. The pastor, the preacher, please somebody save it and save us. Enough's enough is what she's saying to me. But then it turn into love when she be laying with me. And then it turn into lust because we both don't have trust. We sip and roll up them drugs, hoping it make us both numb. A star in the sky, see you from afar. But up close, I see a black rose and broken heart. You're scarred. I'm trying to heal your wounds, but you treat me like dirt. Don't want my stick as your broom, it's too soon. Or maybe shouldn't happen at all. We love less, plus you building up your walls. The road is getting rough. I know I'm built tough, but enough is enough. We've had enough. Enough is enough. Enough. Now it's time to go. Enough is enough. Love don't live here, no. We've had enough. Enough is enough. Now it's time to go. Love don't live here, no. I remember when she loved me, but nowadays nothing right. All we do is fight, and everything to you's a lie. My love was never good enough, so why bother? Funny how I treat your child better than the father. How you got love for something you don't believe in? That's not love at all, that's deceiving. And anytime a problem occurs, you up and leave him. Couple days pass, you realizing you need him. You ask me, that signs are misleading. But you're more concerned with assuming I'm mistreating. You thinking that I'm scheming on any missus that greets me. But I ain't never fond of a kitty that's hella easy. And I ain't gotta swear before God so you believe me. I just swear to God when I'm gone, you gon' need me. And next time you all alone and uneasy, just know I had enough. Please believe me. We've had enough. Enough is enough. Enough. Now it's time to go. Enough is enough. Love don't live here. We've had enough. Enough is enough. Now it's time to go. Love don't live here.
All right, you're listening to Breaking the News with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. All right, the first segment, I think I said Libya, but it's Syria that Trump is bombing. It's just that I have this story up that I was reading of the slave markets in Libya, right? Africans, this is from the USA Today, for anybody out there. I know I forget to, well, I'm never going to put the links up because I don't have the time to do it for anybody listening. But I'll usually read the paper that I'm reading it from, and this is from the USA Today. Africans are being sold at Libyan slave markets. Thanks, Hillary Clinton. And it literally says that. Right? We came, we saw, he died, she joked. But overthrowing Gaddafi was a humanitarian and strategic debacle that now limits our options in North Korea. Black Africans are being sold in open-air slave markets, and it's Hillary Clinton's fault. But you won't hear much about that from the news media or the foreign policy pundits, so let me explain. Footage from Libya released recently by CNN showed young men and sub-Saharan African being sold in slave markets. And how did we get to this point? As the BBC reported back in May, Libya has been beset by chaos since NATO-backed forces overthrew long-serving ruler Muammar Gaddafi. Now, that is so true, right? That's so true. Remember, we went into Libya and Hillary bragged about it because she was Secretary of State at the time. And then we just left Libya. Now, we went in basically on a whim because there was rumors that Gaddafi was going to slaughter his people and all of this stuff. Now, Think about that. Under George Bush, Gaddafi gave up his nuclear program. Under Obama, he started getting brave and started being the monster again, right? But then they go in and they just destroy Libya. Now Libya is basically terrorist territory where ISIS is selling off people as slaves. But you won't hear that from the media. They don't care to report stuff like that. Stuff that happened under the Obama administration and actually being carried out by the State Department, Hillary Clinton's State Department. But nobody cares. Nobody cares about stuff like that. Because the media really doesn't care about how bad a job the Obama administration did or how bad a job Hillary Clinton did as Secretary of State. All right, let's move on to another story here. And James Comey. Now, James Comey, I didn't get a chance to get to his story last week about... He had tweeted that the American people should vote Democrat. Now, James Comey, who said he didn't have a biased bone in his body, James Comey, right, who said he ran a fair investigation, James Comey, the former director of the FBI, was telling people to vote Democrat last week. And this is why, this is the stuff about, you look at this Trump investigation, the collusion and everything, and it was run by people who were obviously biased against Donald Trump, who didn't want him to win, who were rooting for Hillary Clinton, who did a horrible job as Secretary of State, and people wanted to promote her to be president. Anyway, so James Comey, yesterday I think it was, warns Democrats about socialism. Okay, first he dives in and he says, vote Democrat. Vote Democrat. Right? Because even if you hate Trump, let's say you're a real Republican and you hate Trump, because there are those never Trumpers. And everybody's been calling James Comey a Republican, even though he's never said it. But let's just say James Comey was a Republican and he hated Trump. Or you're a Republican and you hate Trump because of the way he talks, you know, because you don't like that he tweets, because NBC released a video of two guys talking in private. I would love to see videos of Obama talking in private. Oh, there are, right? Now you know that he met with Louis Farrakhan. They hid the picture, right? So you know there's stuff in the background of everybody, right? But everybody's looking for stuff on Trump, right? His former attorney right now is trying to bargain with the FBI over a tape of him discussing a deal with Trump, which I don't know how it could be legal, but I'm not a lawyer. But anyway, so everybody is looking for something on Trump, but there's plenty of skeletons in everybody's closets. Plenty of skeletons in everybody's closet, that was one of the reasons that Hillary and Obama had such a heated campaign. Because Hillary was screaming, look at his closet. And nobody wanted to look in Obama's closet, right? Nobody wanted to see that his first campaign meeting was held in a domestic terrorist Bill Ayers apartment, right? So there's stuff like that. If you go back in Obama's history, that you'll find there was plenty of stuff. If you want to be picky about what people do on their spare time, right? But anyway, so if you are a Republican and you hate Trump for whatever reason, you should stop and ask yourself. Close your eyes. Don't listen to any of Trump, Trump speeches or anytime he's at a campaign or at a rally speaking, right? And just look at the job he's done. If you're a Republican, stop being led by your ears if they hurt when Trump talks. Look at the job he's done. Look at the unemployment rate, right? Look at job growth. Look at everything. All the metrics that you need to look at for a leader, look at those as a Republican, as a conservative. Neil Gorsuch, Kavanaugh now. Look at all those metrics and ask yourself whether the Republican president is doing a good job. Stop being caught up by the media, who's basically going into every nook and cranny of everything Trump does to try to piss you off, and it's working. But don't go against your own belief system, against your own conservatism. Don't turn away from your party because you hate the way the guy talks. Look at all the metrics you need to look at, and you'll see that Trump is doing a good job. Right? Now, James Comey, who supposedly is a Republican, must not be looking at those metrics. Or, over the weekend, he thought to himself, oh my God, I told everybody to vote Democrat. Oh my God, what am I doing? When they're celebrating Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, whatever her name is. They're celebrating her. And she literally doesn't even know what she's talking about. She's coming out against capitalism. Saying Jews are massacring Palestinians. You know, she's coming out against Israel. And James Comey must have said, wait a minute. Slow down, James. So he says, James Comey warns Democrats against socialism. Please don't lose your minds. Former FBI Director James Comey waded back into the political fray on Twitter Sunday, warning Democrats not to rush to the socialist left in upcoming elections. Democrats, please don't lose your minds, Comey wrote. This president and his Republican Party are counting on you doing exactly that. America's great middle wants sensible, balanced, ethical leadership. Well, James. Well, Mr. Comey. If you're looking for the great middle wants sensible, balanced, ethical leadership. So, James, if you're looking for sensible, balanced, ethical leadership, do you actually think you're going to get that from a Democrat? The Democrats that they don't want to protect or defend our borders? The Democrats who are telling you anybody who walks through that border, it doesn't matter if he's a coyote, a pedophile, a murderer, a rapist, let him in as long as he has a child. The Democrats who could care less about anything but the votes. If you look at California now, they're registering people in San Francisco, illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, to vote in their local elections. Now, you have to wonder, how are they going to separate local and national voting? I doubt they will. This is their way of hiding that they've been voting illegally all along in San Francisco, in California. Remember when Trump made a big deal about it, they fought. They didn't want him to look at their rolls of people registered. But James Comey is looking for sensible, balanced, ethical leadership. And he's looking at the Democrat Party. Has he seen Maxine Waters, who's telling people to get in other people's faces? Don't let them eat at a restaurant. Get a crowd. Gather around them. Get in their faces. Is he insane? A group of Maxine Waters supporters were in Washington this past week burning an American flag in her name. And he's looking for sensible, balanced, ethical leadership from the Democrats? The Democrats. James Comey was the FBI director when Loretta Lynch, the Attorney General, put in place by a Democrat, told him to go easy on Hillary Clinton. Don't call it a case, call it a matter. And James Comey has the nerve to actually put Democrats and sensible, balanced, ethical leadership in the same sentence? Has he seen Nancy Pelosi? Has he heard Chuck Schumer? James Comey has lost his way. I honestly am starting to think that James Comey is just an idiot who really doesn't have any political leanings. I think he was stuck in the middle, and he made a lot of poor decisions that he should probably be investigated for. But I just think the guy's stupid. And now he's regretting saying vote Democrat. It's incredible. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely. Breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Cause you found a better one. I don't wanna let you fall away. I don't wanna let you fall away. Oh, I'm thinking about when we gon' touch. 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 When I'm up, I still ride for you. Only girl that I want is you. I ain't looking, but I still found you. Show you something others can't do. Oh, got me feeling no way when they say you the same in their head. So don't go away, I ain't gonna let you go away. I'ma keep you right here to myself. I ain't trying to show no one else. We can keep it on the low, but you can still let them out the second door. Tell me why you playing with it. I'm just trying to tell you why you playing with it. The mother is lying with it. I'ma show you that I ain't the same with it. I don't wanna let you fall away. I don't wanna go nowhere. Tell mother singing to fall away. Cause you found a better one. I don't wanna let you fall away. I don't wanna let you fall away. Oh, I'm thinking about when we gon' touch. 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 got a new thing. The way she got me feeling, got me dropping on my boot decks. I'm just trying to do that. Get you over here, I'ma show you what's a few things. She said she wanna roll, we can go anywhere that you wanna go. She said she wanna be next to me. Ain't no other place you rather be. Got me feeling up when I'm with you. Wanna feel you up when I'm with you. Feeling like a drive when I'm with you. Wonder where you are when I'm with you. And I ain't gonna lie, the way you got me feeling, I'ma take my time. And I ain't gonna lie, girl, you got me feeling your vibe. Oh, I don't wanna let you fall away. I don't wanna go nowhere. Tell my little singing far away, cause you found a better one. I don't wanna let you fall away. I don't wanna let you fall away. Oh, I'm thinking about when we gon' touch. I'm thinking about when we gon' touch. I'm thinking about when we gon' touch. I'm thinking about when we gon' touch.
You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the mainstream media with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. Yeah, I'm not accepting phone calls, so don't call in. Anybody who is calling in right now. All right, I don't know if... I can't play the whole video, so I'm going to play a portion of the Whoopi Goldberg and Judge Jeanine Pirro argument on air. But you need to see the whole thing. You need to actually go. I think it's about 9 or 10 minutes. Her interview before Whoopi ends it. And you see that Judge Jeanine was kicking butt and taking names, right? And it was getting to Whoopi. You could tell it was getting to her because they like to hear themselves talk, right? So, and when it's just you talking, you agree with yourself. And Judge Jeanine was just, like I said, kicking butt and taking names. I'm going to play the last portion of it. And let's listen.
You want to talk about Donald Trump? You tell me what metric in this country is worse off. Unemployment is lower than it's been in 50 years. Minorities, Hispanics, African Americans have jobs. It's not because of Obama. Hate crimes are worse off. Wait a minute, the GDP under Obama was barely 1. We're going up to 4. So you want to talk about hate crime?
I'll tell you about a metric.
I fought for a law for hate crime.
I also think it's important, as we said, 89% of the Republican Party still supports him. He still has huge popularity in the country. And if Democrats don't get their you-know-what together, he's certainly going to get reelected.
Here's my question for you, because you talk about...
I am not, Judge.
Nobody is...
Oh, yeah.
Did you just point at me? Yes. Listen, I don't have Trump derangement. Let me tell you what I have. Okay. I have a lot of... I'm tired of people starting a conversation with Mexicans or liars and rapists. I'm tired of people starting a conversation about this country. Listen, I'm 62 years old. There have been a lot of people in office that I didn't agree with, but I have never, ever seen anything like this. I've never seen anybody whip up such hate. I've never seen anybody be so dismissive. And clearly you don't watch the show, so you don't know that I don't suffer from that. What I suffer from is the inability to figure out how to fix this. That's my issue. But one of the things that you talk about a lot, and I'm curious about it, is the deep state. How long has the deep state been there, and who's running it? Well, I want to answer your question because you had your opening statement, which was how horrible it is that Donald Trump is talking about
that's
all
what you,
of these
I'm
people.
sorry, baby, that's what you said. You said,
but you know what's horrible?
That
when
it
people
was,
who shouldn't be here end up murdering the children of American citizens.
You know what's horrible? When the president of the United States whips up people to beat the hell out of people.
No.
Say goodbye.
All right. Like I said, there's like a 9 or 10 minute video of the whole interview. That's only 2 minutes, so go and check it out so you can see Judge Jeanine did a very good job on there. But Whoopi just you see, this is the thing. People just yell out, and she's talking about she's never seen so much hate. Somebody whipping up. So that's what Whoopi was doing right there. She was so hating on the judge, and she just had that rage. That's Whoopi. You don't see that from Republicans. You don't see that from conservatives. You only see that from the Democrats. But Whoopi yells out about Trump saying that all Mexicans are liars and rapists. I want to see that statement. And I think ABC should force her to prove her words when she says stuff like that. Because Trump never said that. He never said all Mexicans are liars and rapists. No. Let me tell you, a lot of the people that come across the border, and they're not all Mexicans, have criminal records. A lot of the kids that got separated from the adults they came with got separated because the adult that came with them already had a criminal record in the United States. Or you couldn't prove that they were the parent. The child didn't respond to them like they were the parent. And Whoopi just makes statements that are lies. And then, Judge Jeanine challenged her with, look, Whoopi thinks it's wrong for Trump to actually go after the criminals in America. Oh, anyway, Whoopi thinks it's wrong for Trump to go after the criminal aliens in America. Right? But she hasn't said a word about the Americans, the children of Americans that get killed by illegal criminals in America, by illegal aliens in America. If people really care about the separation of children and all of this stuff, then why don't you care about the American parents being separated from their children because an illegal alien criminal killed their child? That's the hypocrisy. And Whoopi knows her own hypocrisy, and that's why she cut that interview, because that's where the judge was going. But I still liked it. I love when people are arguing. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM.
If you feel that comfortable, you ain't gotta go nowhere. 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 Where? You ain't gotta go nowhere. 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 If you feel that comfortable. Our space is set up to say nothing. That's why you're here with me. These sheets create limitations. Strip down when you're there to me. You say that you want it, so show me you want it. I say that to say this to you. Let's do what we came here to do. If you feel that comfortable, you ain't gotta go nowhere. 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 Where? You ain't gotta go nowhere. 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 If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay if you're whispering something. It's clear what you're saying to me. Here you need no invitation, cause this where you need to be. Sup world? You want it, so show me you want it. I say that to say this to you. Let's do what we came here to do. If you feel that comfortable, you gotta go nowhere. Where? You ain't gotta go nowhere. 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 If you feel uncomfortable, our space is set up to say nothing. That's all that we need to be. So born in a good situation. So go where you're next to me. You say that you want it, you show me you want it. I say that to say this to you. Cause I'll give it all to you. You. If you feel that comfortable, you ain't gotta go nowhere. 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 Where? You ain't gotta go nowhere. 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 If you feel that comfortable. You ain't gotta go nowhere. If you feel that comfortable.
You're listening to Breaking News. Absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. I don't know why. Oh my God. I tell you, Facebook is killing me. It just said that Facebook stopped my video. I don't know what's going on, Facebook. You need to help me out here. Let's see. All right. I'm checking my Facebook. Sorry, people. But, all right. Let me just get to some of the comments on my Facebook. Thank you, Cameron D. Green. Thank you. You said I'm funny about Russia. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Callaway, Joel Callaway. Hey, listen to the show. Go look at my other shows. Follow, share, like, everything, you know. I need more of an audience. Whoopi hates, and Mimi Sunshine, Whoopi hates anyone who doesn't agree with her. She overtalks so that they can't be heard. Lefties can't play a fair game. You're right, Mimi. You're right. Absolutely. And you saw, that's exactly what she did. She played that game. Look, I come from the hood, and it always was the loudest person was the toughest person until you punched them in the mouth, right? But anyway, I don't know why I went there. All right, let me read. These lefties wouldn't give a glass of water to a conservative. Okay. They need to look at all the skeletons in their party before pointing fingers. They have much more to deal with. They claim tolerance for who? Tolerance for them isn't for everyone. It's only for their ridiculous semantics. They call him a juvenile, but they need to look at the actions in their own crib. You are right. Because everything they say about Trump, they do it tenfold. These people are crazy. I mean, literally, these people are crazy. Right? They go out there, they burn the flag. They're harassing people while they eat. And Trump supporters are the ones with a problem? I don't think so. All right, let me keep reading. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody for commenting and participating in my show. But let's get to a story that is driving me crazy. I didn't get to it last week either. There's so many, I give my 2 cents and my 2 cents ends up being like 50 cents and I run out of time for headlines. But anyway, John Podesta, co-founder of the Podesta Group, and his brother are basically getting away with everything they've done because Mueller has just given Podesta's brother immunity. Right? Right? And in the underworld of political lobbying, John Podesta is king. He co-founded the Podesta Group, whose international client list is long and its access to top U.S. politicians unparalleled. Yet, it's a murky world. The Podesta Group represents morally dubious foreign leaders, countries, and commit atrocious human rights violations. Anyway, that's the Podesta group, right? The Podesta group, Manafort was working for the Podesta group and vice versa, right? And they also didn't register as foreign agents when they were doing their mess or their criminal stuff, right? But now Mueller is giving John Podesta's brother, I forgot his name, John Podesta's brother, immunity, Tony Podesta, so that he could testify against Manafort. And once again, a Clintonite gets away with everything they do. So the Podesta group gets away with doing whatever crimes it did so that Podesta could testify against Manafort? So you're doing one criminal against another? And who's going to believe that? When they've been rolling around in the same mud. But that's exactly the problem. We see how it's not a fair playing field. It's not a fair playing field. What is Mueller doing giving Podesta immunity? As if his investigation didn't look biased enough. It's insane. All right. And then let's get to this. I think it was on Friday that they arrested this Russian, Butina. The 29-year-old Russian woman, this is from The Hill, accused of working as a foreign agent in the U.S., reportedly met with senior officials in the Treasury Department and Federal Reserve. Now, this is an interesting story, right? Because this Russian agent, and they did this, they arrested her. This is all part of this Mueller investigation, and the media was like, oh, they got a foreign agent, and they tried to attach her to Trump. But she met with senior officials of the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve in 2015. That's what they arrested her for. So, since she met with those senior officials in the Obama administration, shouldn't Obama be investigated? Because if we're going to play this, whatever, what's it called? 7 degrees of separation game, where whatever somebody did in their life bad that's attached to Trump, you're going to attach it to Trump. Don't we have to do the same thing for Obama? I guess not, right? So, Butina was indicted last week on charges of conspiracy and acting as an agent of the Russian Federation without notifying the Attorney General. She is accused of trying to infiltrate the National Rifle Association to advance Russian interests in the U.S. The National Rifle Association? That's what she's accused of? Not with meeting. She's being charged with trying to infiltrate the NRA? You can't make it up, people. And the only reason they're doing the NRA is why? Because the NRA is Republican. This is another bias indictment by Mueller. Instead of saying that she's being charged with trying to infiltrate the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve, they're charging her with trying to infiltrate the NRA. You can't make that up. This is Bizarro World now. Literally, it's Bizarro World. What is Mueller doing? And what is Congress and the Senate doing? Just cancel out Mueller already. This investigation is ridiculous. And we saw with the FISA application that came out that they did use that Clinton-funded dossier was a major part of the investigation on Trump. It's ridiculous. As Americans, we need to call for this false investigation to end. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Right around that rocket, boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Right around that rocket, boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. I said, big change my pocket. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Big change my pocket. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. Boy, no, you can't stop it. I laid on the scene, I can't stop it. Got time on my hands like a watches. I was a menace, diminish regardless. Getting the feeling, they feeling it godless. Debris in the air and it's garbage. See me, I'm getting them dollars. Taking it, piling it high like it's notches. Getting it, stretching it out like it's mozzarella. However, my fellas will hover. Whoever will step in the casa with the intention of being a monster. Thinking they frank, but really they hostas. They feeling the rain on the ponchos. They messing around with these honchas. They shelter the air like a conscience. That's what the meaning of clearing the conscience. Hey. Imposters, yeah, they tryna keep up with their copy. They shit tryna beat us with their classes, yeah. Really can't see, give them classes. Leaving them brains as hostage, yeah. I flick them and hit them and clip them and pass them. Leaving them dying, I'm out in the ocean. Saying I'm dead, they apostle. I burn them, they dread it like rosses.
Oh, wow. I had no idea my time was up. Okay. You listen to the breaking news. All right, I just want to get to one more story before I'm out of here. Progressive group Move On says low wages are violence. Progressive group Move On is pushing for a $15 minimum wage, and they're using strong rhetoric to do so. Low wages are violence. Knowingly letting people suffer is violence. It must end. See how they're slowly creeping into allowing, if you are committing a violent act by not giving a $15 minimum wage, and they could commit a violent act against you. So they're changing the connotation to all of this stuff, right? And it's all devised so that they could be violent against people. You don't see this coming from the Republicans. The violence is all coming from the Democrats. All right, I got to get out of here. You're listening to Breaking News with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM. Thank you very much for listening. It's been fun. I got to get out of here. See ya.
Hi, this is Aaliyah Swaby, and you're listening.
Make firm thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches. There's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside. Every man is destined for his hour.
I'm feeling goods where all of your cash went. Not chakra alignment or inward refinement. Trying to find one word.